Five, four, three, two, one. We have ignition. Strap in. You're about to listen to the hottest sounds.
Dream Catcher Radio.
Hey, now I'm pleased to bring Kayla on, who is joining us on Dreamcatcher Radio. How exciting it is for us for her to join. I'm going to ask a little bit about Kayla very shortly, but I think something that will be etched in her mind is I met Kayla through TikTok, and we've listened to, because she sings and performs as well. And she did an event recently called Rock the Mic 2025 in Blackpool, where she sang on stage in front of a large audience, all suited and booted, red carpet, cocktails flying around everywhere, not literally flying. And with other peers, I think there's 15 performers in the end. Not only were the people she didn't know, she also had her family there, also watching her for the first time on a stage. Kayla, how was Rock the Mic before, during, and after?
Hey, brothers. It was really good. It was quite nerve-wracking before because I'd never performed on stage before to anyone, so it was quite nervous. And then as the night went on, as the day went on, I got more excited, and the night was actually really good. A lot of people turned up, and they raised quite a lot of money for the charity. And it was just really fun singing and meeting everybody who I'd never met before. And yeah, it was a really, really good night. And then afterwards, it was one of them things. I was quite deflated because I didn't want it to end, and it was quite sad when it ended because everybody had so much fun and it went so smoothly. And then afterwards, because it had finished, everyone was like quite sad.
Yeah,
It was really good. Yeah, it was really good.
I witnessed so many performers backstage, pacing up and down, and the backstage area wasn't as big as I thought. And pacing up and down, so anxious and nervous, and there's plenty of people there coaching everybody along. But as soon as you guys got on stage, you were all amazing. What songs did you sing there, Kayla, on the night?
I sang Hallelujah by I can't pronounce his name, but Alexandra Burke did a cover. I did Dreams by Fleetwood Mac, Stand By Me by Benny King, and From Now On from The Greatest Showman.
Fantastic. And you smashed them all, so well done. We're really proud of you. And hopefully it gets seen by more and more people, the talent you've got. Everybody that performed at Rock the Mic were all unsigned artists, and pretty much all of them never been on a stage like that before at Viva in Blackpool. And we were raising money for combat stress. Now, Kayla, with Dreamcatcher Radio, you're coming on. Tell us a bit about Kayla and also what you're going to be talking about.
Well, my name's Michaela. I'm 35 years old. I'm a mother to a 13-year-old girl who's got autism. And I think my show, I want to incorporate that into my show because I feel like a lot of parents don't know how to cope with maybe getting a diagnosis, if they're struggling to get a diagnosis, if they're just struggling in general to cope, how to manage if the children are having meltdowns, things to avoid to not make the child worse, if you know what I mean, like coping wise. So I just want to incorporate that kind of thing into my shows where people can feel more at ease, and if they're ever struggling, they can write to me, they can message me. If they want to come onto my show, they can do that. I also want to incorporate health as well. So if anybody's going through, like, say I have Crohn's disease, so if anybody's going through anything like that and they don't know how to cope with that and they need information and advice, then I can be there to give that them. But I also want to incorporate my music as well into my shows. So I do want to do a bit of singing and play some of my covers, what I've done.
Brilliant. And you're going to be doing some signposting where you're going to give referrals of organizations as well, which specialize
Yeah.
in this sort of area as well, which I think is very important.
Yeah.
And picking up that phone can often be very difficult. People are very nervous, but it's something that you would have done yourself, having gone through this. And you almost feel isolated sometimes, pulling your hair out and that sort of thing. But I believe when you're in that situation, your priority, obviously, and the overriding objective is your child or children. But equally, it's to stay calm, because you probably went through stages where things were very, very emotional.
Very much so, yeah. It was, I went through, it was very hard when my daughter was younger, when she first got diagnosed, and the meltdowns were awful, and it was really hard sometimes to cope. But then as she got older, I learned how to cope better, because I knew her triggers and what she does and what she doesn't like. Where at first I didn't really know much, so I kind of had to learn and understand what she was comfortable with and what triggered her and set her off.
Yeah, and we're going to learn a lot more about that. So watch out for Kayla on Dreamcatcher Radio. Now, we asked you 4 songs that perhaps are relevant to you, that just stick out to you, and perhaps make you happier, where you need a boost, or where you're sad and you need a boost, or where you just want to have a plateau. Would you like to introduce your first song? And if you have something that you could share about that song that's relevant to you, if not, just give it a brief explanation. I think the first song is one of the songs you sang at Rock the Mic as well.
Yeah, I think it was Fleetwood Mac Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the title of that song is because I want a dream of being a singer. I want to sing on a stage. I want to sing in a studio. I want to make my own music. And plus, I sang that on Rock the Mic, where I was singing on stage. And I just think it's a beautiful song. So that's why I chose that song, because it is a beautiful song.
And pardon the pun, you're coming on Dreamcatcher Radio as well, Kayla. You're following a trend there. Here you go.
Yeah.
We're going to be playing Dreams by Fleetwood Mac.
Now there you go again. You say you want your freedom. Well, who am I to keep you down?
I do remember you singing that song now. And that was fantastic, Kayla. Thank you very much for bringing this to Dreamcatcher Radio, and I'm sure many people appreciate it and relate to it. Now, Kayla, I know you on social media because I met you on social media via TikTok. How long have you been on social media for?
I started TikTok in lockdown 2020, and back then it was a dancing app. It was a singing app, not like singing, like lip syncing to like songs and stuff. And there wasn't really much drama on the app back in 2020. Everybody was just enjoying themselves, doing all of these dances. Whereas now it's gotten a lot more serious, where people are now making money from the app, and it comes with a lot of drama. So it has its ups and downs, and I think you with that app you have to have thick skin because there's a lot of trolls on there, and you have to kind of have thick skin because people can be nasty on that app. You have to make sure you're mixing in with the right amount of people, because some people can turn the back on you with a click of a finger. But sorry, go on.
No, you go ahead, Kayla.
But I think it is a good app for now. It is because there's a lot of people on there that have amazing talent, where they're singing and even rapping and doing magic and impressions. It's a good app for that kind of thing, but you do have to have thick skin with the app because there's a lot of horrible, creepy people on there as well. But it is a really good app. I've been on there since 2020 and I've seen a lot. But I think now it's mainly about people showing off the talents.
Would it be correct to say, though, Kayla, because you've been on for so long now, you've put up those barriers where basically you're having a joyful experience rather than having to see horrible messages that people send to you? I don't understand why they do it. I'm not saying you personally, but generally, the messages that some people get sent are very, very hurtful. What I'm gauging from it is that your experience now, because you're far more experienced and adverse to all these negative messages and just focus on the positives, you're now finding a better experience. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, definitely. Because I've been on there for so long, I've known the right people to associate with on that app and to cut out the negativity, because it's not that kind of thing that I want in my life. So I don't really get horrible messages on there. I get messages from people being quite creepy and strange.
On that note, you mentioned creep and creeps and creepy. Would you like to introduce your next song and if it has any meaning to you personally?
Yeah, the next song is Creep by Radiohead. And the reason why I chose this song is I just think I've recently just started singing it and it suits my voice quite well, but also going back to the whole TikTok creep thing, I think it's quite fitting with the conversation that we've just had.
So here we go. We're now playing Creep by Radiohead.
When you were before, couldn't look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world. I wish I was special, fucking special, but I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't care if it hurts. I wanna have control. I want a perfect body. I want a perfect soul. I want you to notice when I'm not around. You're so fucking special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. Whatever makes you happy, whatever you want. You're so fucking special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't belong here.
We're back. Kayla, I know something you didn't mention. I wasn't too sure if that's cheeky of you or not, or you just want to keep it waiting. But something you want to cover and talk about, not to give advice, but to have a discussion topic, because I'm sure it's talked a lot about between you and your girlfriends and perhaps some of your boyfriends about relationships. Now, tell me a bit about relationships and how that subject matter fascinates you and why you think it's important to have these girly relationships where you can soundboard off each other. What's your experience in relationship? I know you're single. Wink, wink,
Yeah.
gents. The how what's do you want to talk about in terms of relationships on Dreamcaster Radio?
Just really, if people are going through a hard time in the relationships, like if they feel like they, can't talk to anybody, say if the relationship isn't going too well and they just want somebody to talk to, or if they, if they think I'm a safe space where they can trust me with anything, then, that kind of thing. Because I think a lot of people sometimes struggle in relationships, whether it's good or bad. I think some people still have issues that they feel like they can't talk to the partner about. So, and then if people aren't having a great relationship and it's turning quite, violent and stuff, and they feel like they can't speak to anyone, then I'm that type of person that would sit there and it would be confident. I wouldn't go around telling other people. It would be between me and that person kind of thing. And going off, I had a relationship breakup and it wasn't a very good relationship breakup, and I felt like I didn't have anybody to talk to because I felt like people would judge me if I told them. So I think that it's quite good where I can be a safe space for people, and if they ever want to talk, they can do. Because I know sometimes relationships can be hard.
Yeah, and on that point, people, when they want to come and talk to Kayla, they can use a pseudonym and a pseudo location. So it could be Michelle from Portsmouth, and you may be Emma in Liverpool. So, and I think it'd be I believe it's good to talk. I believe that. And making those phone calls where you can be anonymous will be very helpful. We talk about bad relationships, and I know this next song, Jealous by Labyrinth, which I'd like you to introduce, but it has some meaning to you, doesn't it? You were explaining to me whilst we was on that music break.
Yeah, it does. It has a lot of meaning. It got me through. I listen. I wouldn't say it got me through. I listened to it quite a lot with when I went through my relationship breakup. And I couldn't listen to it at first without crying. I could never get through the whole song without crying. But now I can. It's just one of them songs. It sticks with me, and it's just one of them songs that always reminds me of that time when, because my relationship breakup wasn't a very normal, like a normal relationship breakup. It was with, I'm just gonna say, it was with my daughter's dad. So it was a lot more heartbreaking because obviously we had a child together, and it affects me a lot more because of that reason. So I could never listen to that song without crying, because the words in that song, it could mean anything, but to me it was like letting that person move on with somebody else, which I struggled to deal with that, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's why I've chose that song, because it's a song that actually means a little bit more to me than it would other people.
I'd like to say brilliant, let's introduce a song, but let's leave it there and let's introduce Jealous by Labyrinth.
Jealous of the rain that falls upon your skin. It's closer than my hands have been. I'm jealous of the rain. I'm jealous of the wind that ripples through your clothes. It's closer than your shadow. Oh, I'm jealous of the wind, 'cause I wished you the best of all this world could give. And I told you when you left me, there's nothing to forgive. But I always thought you'd come back, tell me all you found was heartbreak and misery. It's hard for me to say I'm jealous of the way you're happy without me. I'm jealous of the nights that I don't spend with you. I'm wondering who you lay next to. Oh, I'm jealous of the night. I'm jealous of the love love that wasn't here, gone for someone else to share. Oh, I'm jealous of the love, 'cause I wished you the best of all this world could give. And I told you when you left me, there's nothing to forgive. But I always thought you'd come back, tell me all you found was heartbreak and misery. It's hard for me to say, I'm jealous of the way you're happy without me. As I sink in the sand, watch you slip through my hands. Oh, as I die here another day, 'cause all I do is cry behind a smile. I wished you the best of all this world could give. And I told you when you left me, there's nothing to forgive. But I always thought you'd come back, tell me all you found was heartbreak and misery. It's hard for me to say, I'm jealous of the way you're happy without me. It's hard for me to say, I'm jealous of the way you're happy without me.
From around the world, this is Dreamcatcher Radio.
I can see how that song relates to relationship breakup, but also I can understand how people may relate to it in other ways.
Yeah.
Kayla, as we've said, you're on TikTok. How
Yeah.
regularly are you on TikTok? And also, how can people find you on TikTok?
I go on TikTok every day. It's quite an addictive app. People struggle to kind of keep away because you get a habit of going on there daily, watching just random videos. But I like going on there just because there's people opening lives where they can bring people into the boxes to sing and show off their other talent. So that's mainly why I'm on there, really.
And
I'd
where
say
can
last
people
year.
find you?
My TikTok handle is Kayla 35 times X1. And you'll find some of my singing videos on there. Just other videos as well, but mainly I want to more focus on there more for my singing. So yeah,
Just repeat that one more time, your TikTok handle, just in case the audience.
It's Kayla, Kayla X. Oh no, sorry. Can we redo that because I was got it.
Blah 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 blah. Go on.
So my TikTok handle is Kayla 35 times 1, which is X1.
Right. On the point of great, what is your next song and your final song?
My final song is From Now On by The Greatest Showman. The reason why I've chosen this song is it was for Rock the Mic because it was a charity evening that we all did, and everyone was like in ball gowns and tuxedos. And that song, I found it quite fitting because in the film, everybody came together because I think it was the last song in the film. And everybody came together. And I think that's what happened on Rock the Mic. Everybody came together. And the song was quite fitting because in the film, they're all dressed in tuxedos, bow ties. long ball gowns, that kind of thing. So I think that song's quite fitting, and also it's a beautiful song as well. So that's why I picked that song.
Kayla, thank you very, very much for your time. I'm going to play that song very, very shortly. One thing I will say, if you want to find Kayla on Dreamcatcher Radio, go to the website www.dreamcatcherradio.co.uk. Look for the head at the top, which says schedules. Every Sunday that gets updated. Kayla's going to be there regularly, weekly, and I'm pretty confident, Kayla. I don't want to speak for yourself, but I'm guessing you're very much looking forward to the show and also meeting new people.
Yeah, I'm very excited to become one of the presenters, to be joining the team. So, yeah, definitely look on the schedule. And if you do want to tune in and listen to me, then that'll be absolutely brilliant. And if you do want to write in and specifically want to come on to my show, then I'd be excited to have you.
Brilliant. Now, from now on, the greatest showman, Kayla, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
I saw the sun begin to dim and felt that winter wind blow cold. A man learns who is there for him when the glitter fades and the walls won't hold. 'Cause from that rubble, what remains can only be what's true. If all was lost, there's more I gained, 'cause it led me back to you. From now on, these eyes will not be blinded by the lights. From now on, what's waited till tomorrow starts tonight. Tonight, let this promise in me start like an anthem in my heart. From now on, from now on. I drink champagne with kings and queens. The politicians praised my name. But those were someone else's dreams, the pitfalls of the man I became. For years and years, I chased their cheers, a crazy speed of always needing more. But when I stop and see you here, I remember who all this was for. And from now on, these eyes will not be blinded by the lights. From now on, what's waited till tomorrow starts tonight. It starts tonight. And let this promise in me start like an
Dreamcatcher Radio is about capturing and creating dreams through music, chat, and debate. Empowering expression, enriching society. A go-to place for unsigned musical talent. A radio station which listens to its audience. Free speech, vibrant, engaging. Stream worldwide 24/7. Events, competitions, promotions. Always keen to have a listening ear. Contact us. hello@dreamcatcherradio.com.